Hello, DX Engineering fans on YouTube and on Facebook. It's Thursday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's time for the DX Engineering Manufacturers Showcase. And we've been doing these for the past several weeks, and we're going to keep doing them. They've been really, really good. We had ICOM on, we had Yaesu on, we've had Geocron on, and last week we did INRAD along with Vibraplex. It was Scott Robbins, W4PA, and all of these are archived right on the YouTube channel of DX Engineering. So if you missed any of them, you can always go back and take a look at the archive. And if you want to know what the upcoming shows are, just go to our blog, the DX Engineering blog, and that's on all bands, all together, onallbands.com, and go to the news and events section, and you'll see a whole calendar there of upcoming shows about manufacturers that are represented by DX Engineering. And we've got over 150 of them. That means it's going to take 3 years before we repeat, because we're going to do a new one every week. So hang on, we're going to have a good time. And today we have a very special guest. It's Graham from BHI Limited. And where exactly are you located, Graham?
I'm located in the southeast of England, 10 miles from the coast of the English Channel, and about 50 miles south of London. So right in the southeast of England.
Okay, well, 50 miles south of London. That's really good. And thanks very much for coming on today. So we're going to be talking about all things BHI. This is your opportunity to get questions and comments into the guy. This is the guy that turns the wheels at BHI and is making it happen. And Graham, how long have you been with the company?
So we set the company up in April 2002. So it's over 18 years now. And we started with one product, the little NES 10.2 Mark I speaker.
Well, that's tremendous. 18 years and still going strong. And you guys are always developing new and innovative products that are really very valuable for listening. And I'm sure you know, as we get older, our ears don't get any better. And so your products really help guys dig stuff out of the mud.
Thank you. Yes, it's something we worked on feedback from customers to try and give them what they want. So from day one, every product we sold and we still sell has a little customer feedback card. And it's those little gems. Every so often, someone takes the time and trouble to fill it in and tell us what they do or don't like. And it sends us on our way to making better products for customers. So
we have a couple of things in the chat. David Scott, Mike 0 Tango Delta Sierra from Scotland says, I have a couple of BHI speakers and they are great. And also, there's a DX Engineering customer, Bill Guy. He's W0GUY, and he says he's going to be putting up a 40-foot tower, or putting his 40-foot tower back up. And Guy, Bill, please be very safe. Please make sure that you look at Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff a few days ago, where we talked about safety equipment. And Valero says, Graham, he says, why BHI audio DSP should be better than inside a rig? So if you have one of the new radios, like maybe you have a Kenwood TS590, or you have an ICOM 7300 or 7610, and they have some DSP in there, what is it about your products that makes the radio sound better?
Okay, that's probably the most popular question we get asked. And simply, our DSP noise cancelling is only on the audio, and it's very specific in how it works. It doesn't work pretty much the same as most rigs DSP and other DSP noise cancelling. So we use a system that actually identifies the speech signals. So you're storing the speech signals on their own because we've identified them in the whole spectrum of audio, and then you're then deciding, the rest of the speech is not speech, it's noise. So you decide how much of a filter level, how much noise you let through the passband with the speech. Now, other noise cancelling systems work on an extraction method, and they do work. And so when you've got like an average sort of nice bit of speech, a bit of noise, they work amazingly. But because of how our noise cancelling works, by extracting the speech first, we can work really well with weak DX signals, weak sideband. And that's why 18 years on, we're developing new products and people are still buying our products to go with their expensive rigs.
So even though you have an expensive state-of-the-art radio that's got all the bells and whistles on it, you're telling me that by adding the BHI, DSP, and speakers, it actually sounds better?
In the majority of cases, I think some of the really, really top-end, thousands of dollar rigs do have some DSP that's not bad, that's pretty good, I'm told by customers. But I think the guys that work those rigs know how to get that audio, and there's a lot of adjustments to get this really good audio. With our DSP, it's on the extension speaker socket of your radio. You power it with 12 volts and you turn it on, and it's almost like plug and go. So you can adjust the filter level to suit what you're listening to. So it's a very easy, relatively low cost solution to give you a really clean signal where you've got a lot of noise.
So we have Herm said, any place we can look at BHI DSP products, and you can go to the DX Engineering website and just type in BHI in the search engine, just like I did over here. Yeah. And all of the BHI products are right there, Herm. And let's see, we've got Scotty, WK3N says, I use BHI. It's a real help for those of us that are hearing impaired. Now, WK3N is one of these guys that never sleeps. And OH2BH asked him if he ever sleeps. He's always on the air. He is a tremendous DXer. He does not have a big station, but he hears very well. And it sounds like the BHI equipment is part of the reason that he does so well. I mean, he's just a tremendous operator. So I don't want to take anything away from him. Also, Andrew says, how are the BHI units with RF? He's had other products and had horrible bleed through when he transmitted and things like that. So how is it with RF, Graham?
That's probably the second biggest question we get. And basically, with our system, any audio system, whether it's BHI, if you haven't got an efficient system at the antenna feed point, and you've got some where it depends if you're in a place where you can't get the best antenna, the moment you transmit, you're going to get some radiated RF coming back down. And if you haven't got that set up correctly and the wires and maybe you will get some bleed through. There's no way of getting around it. Sometimes it's also due to earth loop currents, and that's quite an easy fix. So we've got like an FAQ on our website where if you do get these issues, they are curable by rerouting the wires. A low cost option is a separate power supply. They're all designed with RF engineering in mind. You know, we've got engineers that design the electronics, and they belt and braces so that when we go for the testing, we make sure we pass both immunity and emissions. But at the end of the day, you know, regularly, sort of once a week, I'll get a customer, but I'll solve it. And one of the big things we did do last year was we bought our product called the Groundbreaker. Now, this is a little box that's got an audio isolation transformer. And what we find is most of the guys that have got this issue love our product. It solves their problem. But of course, when they transmit, it's really irritating. So this is a relatively low cost product that goes in between the radio and the BHI unit. And then any RFI issues go away because it's audio isolated. So that's a relatively new product we developed.
Yes. And, you know, I have one of those, Graham, and works very well. And WS10 says, I have the BHI DSP box feeding my external speaker. It's amazing. So another satisfied customer. And CW7HU is saying it's these BHI products are on his list for a new shack item. And John says BHI builds great stuff. And so our friend Mark Haynes, M0DXR, who's not too far away from you, and Mark has operated here at K3LR over 10 times. He says, "Hey, Graham, miss being next to you at the rallies.
Yes,
great products, and they do work well." And let's see, we got Dino's wife, Toby, KL0SS, has trouble filtering call signs from the noise on her 7300. So this is the IC 7300. And so the question is, will will that BHI system help that situation?
I can tell 100% yes. That radio, the 7300, is one that we get asked a lot of questions about. And a couple of my amateur radio dealers in the UK have got a 7300 in their shops with the big desktop speaker set up next to it. And it makes a big difference. You literally don't use the audio DSP in the radio and just let the BHI remove the noise. The clever thing about the DSP noise cancelling in these units is that you can have a slightly higher filter level, but because of the speech extraction system, if you say have a weak signal, a strong signal with less noise, it will just come through almost like FM. But when you have a strong signal, you don't have to play with the filter level. Even though you set it at a higher level, as you know, it will start doing the job of removing the noise and cleaning it up.
Oh, that's great. In fact, that speaker that you just showed is one of the best sellers that we have here of BHI products at DX Engineering. So, I was taking a look at the review comments are spectacular.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if people know that obviously you've got the connections at the back with the quality audio cable for speaker level, and actually we put in a line level connection there for stereo, so you could actually use that with an SDR radio or a computer output. So it's quite flexible in that regard.
Yeah, and it's built very well. I think that speaker's got a future here at K3LR. And so Aldi says, "Are you having a sale on Graham's products?" Well, we have all sorts of sales at DX Engineering. And Aldi, I would encourage you to watch the hot deals area, because Melanie is always thinking about things that we can put on sale and give everybody a good deal. So you never know. Take a look at the hot deals at the DX Engineering website. And John says, "Can you use a BHI with a flex radio coming off the speaker port? I have a 6400 and I wonder if it would work well."
Yes, it should. I mean, basically, the simplicity of how we do it is our products will take a line level signal up to speaker level. So it will go straight in the speaker port of the 6400. It will need 12 volts DC, and then you can listen and use the filtering to improve the audio, and get rid of the noise.
Is there an advantage, Graham, taking the line level out as opposed to the speaker?
Not really. The only reason we introduced the line level input onto our products over the last few years is because of the advent of some of the newer rigs, the KX3, the SDR radios, and people just saying, look, because they won't drive a speaker level. So we just made sure that we're up with what's coming out and the flexibility for customers to use both.
And so Valerio says, "I have an MFJ 784B. I'll buy a BHI parametric unit to try that with my FT 5000 audio." And he says he'll let us know how it works.
Okay, yes, that's the newest product we've had, which is in that it was sort of about 3 or 4 years old now, and that's as a result of communication with amateur radio customers. And a friend of mine, Giles Reed from the Radio Society of Great Britain, I told him I wanted to put a tone control on our products to improve the clarity for customers, and he said, "No, don't do that. Put a parametric equalizer on." And at the time, I didn't really know what that was, but he enlightened me. And so that's the road we went, because it allows you to tune the audio to suit your hearing. So if you have a hearing impairment, you can literally boost the frequencies that are causing you a problem, or you can attenuate those that are around the speech to make you hear the speech better. So it's very flexible.
So Aldi says, speaking of flexible, we'll work with a Flex 6400. I think we answered that question when John asked it. And so John says, so I can bring the line out to the BHI and then run it to my mixer to bring it up on the headphones and the studio monitors. Thanks for letting me know. It will work with my 6400.
Cool. That's great. No problem.
And so Herm says, have you seen good results with an ICOM 7610 and the BHI products?
I haven't had any specific comments from customers, but again, you know, the way the DSP works, if Herm's got problems with noise on his 7610 and he can't get rid of it, he's just got to, you know, hook up one of our products to the extension speaker socket, and he'll be really pleased with the results. Okay,
very good. And Pete was talking about the noise is still there on the audio, but you need to turn the preamps off and use attenuation and try nulling devices. But I got to tell you, Graham, every day, several times a day, many times a day, we get calls from customers that are looking to help with noise. And noise is it's getting worse.
Yeah.
And there's various types of noise. You know, there's atmospheric noise, there's QRM noise, there's QRN noise from storms, there's noise from wall warts and from TV sets, and everything under the sun. So it's you know, it's an all-out battle, and this is just another tool in the toolbox. But I think your comments are very well taken about the parametric equalizer, because as we talked about at the start, you have gaps in where your hearing is.
Yeah.
And it gets worse as you get older. And so that's where that parametric really can make a difference, Graham, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I actually, when I'm sort of not doing the ham radio, I set mine up with a couple of really nice speakers. And my sort of frequency loss, hearing loss, is around 1 kilohertz. And so I just boost that up like a tone control, and it's amazing the sound you can get. But with the DSP noise cancelling version with the parametric equalizer, because we do two versions. We do the standard EQ20, which is this one here, and that one has got you just an EQ, it's a parametric equalizer with 10 watts per channel. So you'd use that if you didn't have a noise issue and you just wanted to improve the clarity of your receive audio. If you wanted the noise cancelling, then you've got the one here with the noise cancelling on the red button there, and you can just increase the noise cancelling or decrease it. And it's the same noise cancelling that looks for speech. So the whole combination of the parametric equalization of moving the frequency and being able to adjust the filter allows you almost to get FM-like receive in some cases.
So that's very good. And we got Z K2SSS is saying, is there any videos that you have on YouTube or on the website to see how your devices work, Graham?
There are plenty of YouTube videos. Basically, if you're looking at a specific product, if you go into YouTube and you put in the BHI Parapro EQ20, you'll come up with a YouTube video. Pretty much, you know, many amateurs, they sell the thing for me. Some of them are embedded onto our product pages on our own website. So if you go to the dual inline page, let's say one of our dual inline units, and down the bottom there's a tab that says videos, and that's got a number of YouTube videos embedded in that we've done. So where we find some really good videos that customers have uploaded onto YouTube, we try to put them on our website. So, you know, you can send people there, and maybe I can share the videos with you for your guys.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We love, you know, we always get authorization from the the creator, the originator.
Yes.
But we like to have them on the website so that when guys are looking at your products and quite frankly other products that we sell, that they can get as much information as possible easy. And so that's always a big help. And so Brian, WS10 says, a big compliment to BHI. I have to say thanks for the excellent support and prompt personal response to my emails. By Graham, I use the BHI DSP box with my ICOM IC7300, and it's terrific.
That's great. Great to hear.
There's a state-of-the-art SDR that is benefiting by having the BHI system with it. So that's really good. And Ira, he's VP2EIH, says he's getting some noise on 160 meters, and he hopes that this helps. And not every system is going to be able to solve every problem, but it's another tool in the toolbox. And you certainly are going to find instances when these DSP devices you have are going to be very helpful. So, Graham, what are you working on? What sort of new products are coming? What kind of ideas do you have? What's going on there?
So we have some new things. You'll probably have seen that one of our best sellers, the DSP KR, which was the little 4-inch square noise cancelling speaker, has been discontinued, and we just couldn't get the through-hole components. It's been around a while, and with COVID, happening, so we're working on a Mark II one of those, hopefully early next year, which will be sort of the same speaker, but a Mark II version with the newer DSP. An improved version with it will be a nice piece of kit. Hopefully that will come out then. And then the little ANEM box, which was always a big seller in the USA, that little ANEM box has gone obsolete as well because of the same reason. So we're working on a nice little lower priced inline unit, because you've got the dual inline at a few $100s on your website. But we're hoping that this little inline unit that's going to be coming will sit nicely at a lower price point, but really good quality noise cancelling.
No, that sounds really good, and I'm glad that you. I think that's another area where you're taking customer feedback on what the customer wants, and that's helping you to drive your business and give the customer what they're asking for. We're really excited today. We have Graham on from BHI Limited, and if you have any questions or comments or ideas for Graham, just put them in the comments section. Doesn't matter if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, and we'll make sure that we get your questions and comments to Graham here before we wrap things up. And so no rallies, no shows for you this year, Graham. It's been tragic with this virus.
Oh, it's been terrible. We had the latest one, which was the Kempton Park rally up in South London, that was just been was for October, but that's now been stopped. So I'm banking on us being able to go to Germany in June, but I haven't heard about the May's date yet. So I'm assuming that that's going to hopefully go ahead, depending on how this thing clears up. I mean, it's just, who knows?
Yeah, well, it's all about a vaccine, and and until that comes around and is in quantity and people are taking it, it's gonna, and that's gonna take time. Yeah. It just doesn't happen overnight. I know the guys in Florida at Hamcation in Orlando.
Yes,
that's a February show, and they're still planning on doing it. And I mean, right now, as of now, that show is going, and hopefully nothing will change there. We get a vaccine in a couple of months, and things move forward. But you just don't know. And then, of course, the Dayton show, and then Friedrichshafen. I was talking to Michael Coulter, and they're all geared up. I mean, you talk about 700 volunteers, Graham, that put that show on, and they were just crushed when they couldn't do the show, and tens of thousands of people that we're planning on coming to Hamvention, but we got to stay safe, and we'll be there hopefully in 2021. And I know you'll be coming over at least for the Dayton show. Any thoughts of coming for Hamcation in February?
Do you know, I definitely would look to doing that. I'm not sure of the dates, so I'll double check that, but I'm going to try and come and do as many as I can. I mean, one of the things that's been coming up with ourselves is some of the local clubs are starting to want to do Zoom meetings. So I've done a few of those to try and get the word out. So it may be a bit more of what we're doing here is going to be the way forward short term to try and get the message out there. I'm always at the end of an email or a Skype for any customer worldwide that has a question or problem. And my motto is I try and get back to customers as feasibly possible, because they're asking a question because they're interested in the answer, and I don't keep customers waiting. And customers always tell us that they can't believe I've got back to them that quickly, but that's just what we do, and we'll always do that as best we can.
That is so important, the customer service, and Graham, and the fact that you're accessible. Yeah. And you'll work with your customers and try to help them, and that's really that is so important. That's our philosophy at DX Engineering as well. And sometimes we get backed up. The holiday weekend was last weekend, and we had a big backlog, but the guys worked so hard to get through them and get answers. So. Let's see here. Toby says, thank goodness ham radio still keeps us in the shack all connected. Stay in the shack. I've been a big proponent. Get on the air. It's really important for people to stay active. And let's see. Robin says, Graham is a great guy. I supplied a pile of his DSP stuff to Tanzania. So
yes, hello Robin. I know Robin. He's a good guy. I've met him a few times at the shows, and that's right. I have something I forgot to tell you.
Yes.
So with the parametric equalizer units, one of the things that came out of the review from QST at the end of 2019 was, although you can connect it to the speaker output of your radio, sometimes you've only got to turn the volume slightly on your radio, and the overload LED would come on. One of the sort of suggestions in the review was a pad and an attenuator. You guys haven't seen this yet, but I will have stock soon. We now have this. It's called the ATT2, and it's a little gadget that goes in between your radio and the input, and it just attenuates it down so you have a bit more of a play with your volume before it overloads. Makes a big difference. I've had a couple of customers trial them, and the news is good. So you'll be seeing that. I'll send the information to Melanie, and that'll be up and running pretty soon. It's only a little box, but if it makes it easier for people to use the main unit, then maybe we'll sell more.
That's great. That's great. And again, with your company being able to adapt and come out with new products quickly, you get comments, and there you go.
Yeah.
And K5TGS says, what a great DSP product, the parametric box. So he's a happy customer as well. Well, Graham, I'll tell you what, this was about the quickest 30 minutes I've spent here in a while, and it went very fast. And congratulations on a great company. Congratulations on your customer service, your philosophy, and your products are very, very well received here. And we have happy customers, and I can speak for us all here at DX Engineering. We're very proud of our partnership with BHI. So thank you once again for coming on today.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'd like to thank you guys, all of you, for the magnificent effort you put in promoting our products and the job you do in helping sell them. It's a great partnership, and I getting to know quite a few of the different staff members, and it's a good working relationship. So I thank you guys too. Okay,
stay well, Graham. Tell everybody there at BHI we said hello, and we'll be in touch soon. And 73, and all the best for your business.
Stay safe. Take care.
All right. And 73 from DX Engineering. We'll see you next time for the Manufacturer Showcase here on YouTube and on Facebook Live. 73, and see you tomorrow at 20 Zulu for the weekend special here at K3LR.